welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. My name is Lacey and I love to craft, and I love this new fall season. So let's get started on some awesome crafty DIYs that I've had planned and I cannot wait to share with you. So put on your coziest sweater and get a hot drink. I have a hazelnut coffee, my favorite, but you get whatever you like, and let's get started.
Let's get started with this hack that I have for a blooming fall floral lamp. So first I'm going to take this gorgeous vintage milk glass lamp that I've had forever, and I've really been wanting to make this blooming fall floral. But since the base of this lamp is a little bit large, it's harder to do. So I found this hack where I can use a wreath. So I'm taking this neutral looking summer wreath, and I'm actually going to wind in some of these Dollar Tree florals. So this is a leaf garland from Dollar Tree. It's really inexpensive and it's pretty cheap, but when I wind it around this neutral wreath, it adds the perfect pop of fall color without having to do individual picks. So there's a hack for you right there. Use the garland to your advantage. You don't have to use individual floral picks for everything. So I'm just winding this around the base of the wreath and securing it into the branches of the wreath. And now I'm just going to slip this over the base of the lamp. How simple is that? If you like it as is, you can absolutely stop right here and go no further, but we're going to really jazz this baby up. So I have this beautiful berry picks that I have actually pulled off of another fall floral arrangement, but I really loved this orangey red. So I'm going to add several of these throughout the wreath, kind of equidistant apart from each other, to add in some more of that gorgeous fall color. Now I'm going to grab my great big bag of florals. So these are little pieces of florals that I have saved, mostly greenery. It helps a lot to save all of the little greenery, even the stems, when you pull things off. That way you can use them for other things. So in this case, I'm taking some of the brightest green colored leaves that I have in that bag and placing them amongst the red and yellow to really add a vibrant touch. Now, the bottom of my lamp actually has like a little jewelry dish. I think it was like a bedside table lamp where you would take off your earrings and set them in there. It's really cute. But what I have are these tiny little white mini pumpkins, and I decided to put those in the dish part of this lamp, and they looked really cute. Now I need to add some sunflowers. I have a lot of sunflowers in my decor this year, and so I thought, well, let's mimic that over in this corner. So this lamp actually goes on my desk in my living room, and I really want everything to be cohesive. So I'm adding in these gorgeous yellow sunflowers in next to the green leaves, so they look very realistic. And another tip for you guys, when you're making wreaths or when you're making arrangements, don't forget to fill in your gaps. So if you take a step back and you look, oh, I need something here, that's what the little pieces of greenery and the bits and bobs are for. So now I'm just putting my lamp back together, putting the shade on, and I decided to take some fairy lights and wind this around the bottom into the florals to really add a lot of whimsical and magical touch to this. I want this blooming floral lamp to look so gorgeous and add so much ambiance to this room. And here it is all finished. Look at how beautiful this looks. Both lit together, absolutely gorgeous, but I really like it individually lit as well. So at night I can turn the big lamp off and just have the fairy lights. But isn't this gorgeous? All of those picks and sunflowers look perfect together. And here it is with just the fairy lights. And for our next DIY, we are making a lighted Cinderella pumpkin. So I'm taking this candy dispenser that you can find in the Halloween section at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just take the top off and use it for this DIY. I'm also using this base for a hurricane lamp as the base for my pumpkin. You could use a small saucer, you could use a piece of cardboard cut out to just the right size, but you want a sturdy base. So I'm also going to take some more of these magical fairy lights to add into this to make it just really, really pop. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the lights and I'm winding them up and I set them inside. And then I'm going to take a low temp glue gun and attach the base of my pumpkin to my wooden base. So that way nothing moves. And the key here is to use a low temp glue gun so that you don't melt any of your wiring in your fairy lights. You want these to look really good and work well afterwards. And this is me testing it out and showing you that the low temp is the way to go for this. So for the next step, I'm going to cover my wooden base. So I'm going to do that by, again, using my great big bag of florals, and I'm taking out some of my brightest green leaves. Now, don't worry, I know they look bright and springy, but we're going to tone them down. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting the individual leaves up, and I'm going to hot glue them, again with my low temp glue gun, at the very base touching my pumpkin, and they are going to cover the entire wooden base really nicely. The key here is to make sure that all the leaves are kind of angled and going in the same direction. So you'll see what I mean here when we get to this final step, but also don't burn yourself on that glue. Now, luckily, again, I use low temp, but it can still be pretty hot. So if you need to use the edge of your scissors to pin down your leaves while they're while they're curing, make sure that you do that because you don't want to burn off your fingers. And here we go. We're going to go on for our next set of leaves because we want to add a little variety and a little bit of texture. So I have these darker, thinner, they're like a totally different shape leaf. And I'm going to add just a few in and amongst the other leaves, but on top so that they really look full. And this is going to cover up any of the remaining wood pieces that you can see from the bottom. So like the edge pieces that you can still see are going to be covered up by these leaves. So just remember to vary your foliage so that way it looks more natural and more fun. But don't forget that all the leaves need to go in the same direction for this to get a high-end look. And there we go, that's our base. But what I'd like to do now is to add in a little bit of visual interest. So I'm taking these small pieces from other florals, bits and bobs from other projects that were left over in this bag, and I'm adding them just in and amongst the other leaves. So I have these little pieces that look kind of like cattails, and they're fuzzy. So they add a totally different texture and a lot of interest. And now I'm going to take these red rusty berries. These are so pretty. I actually have these in my fall mantle as well. And so I'm going to add those. I'm going to add a few little fall leaves and even some of my little white mini pumpkins. And here it is. This is what it looks like completely done. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the bits and bobs. And here it is lit. Oh my goodness, sitting next to this beautiful pumpkin that I bought at Walmart. This looks so high-end, and no one would ever know that it wasn't glass or that it started off as a Dollar Tree project. Okay, for our next project, we are going to refresh this fall wreath. So I've had this for a while. I actually got it at the Goodwill bins. One of my favorite places to find seasonal decor is the Goodwill Clearance Center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these berries and I'm going to get the branches all going in the same direction and fluff it out really well. And I'm going to fluff out this bow that I made for it. So I love this bow. Again, these are Dollar Tree ribbons. So if you like this bow, it's very, very easy to make and it's cheap. And then I have this garland that I bought from the Dollar Tree Plus section. So this was $3 and I decided to cut out the pumpkins, although it would be super cute as garland. So make sure that you go and buy this even if you just want it for the garland because it's adorable. And I'm leaving enough of the twine on either side of the pumpkins to take and tie a very simple little shoelace bow right on top of that. And I really love how rustic and cute it looks with the little bow on top. So I'm just going to continue to cut out several of these pumpkins to place into my wreath. Now I'm going to put these on a floral stem. You could also use a pipe cleaner or you could hot glue them directly into the wreath, but I was hoping to be able to change this wreath up again later in the year or maybe just be able to use these in other things. So I'm making picks out of them by using old floral stems and then just placing them right into the wreath like so. Super, super simple and gorgeous. Also, these are very sturdy, so they're awesome for outdoors. Now I'm just going to place a few more in and amongst the wreath, kind of in an equidistance from each other, so about 4 inches apart. Once I got all my orange pumpkins in, I decided to throw some of these gorgeous burlap mini pumpkin clips that you can also buy at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has the cutest little pumpkin clips right now, and they come in all colors. I liked this burlap to tie in my ribbon, and then I decided to take some more of these little white mini pumpkins. They have come in so handy this year, just to throw that in each and every one. So it's orange burlap, orange white, orange burlap, orange white. And I really like this because it added a lot of visual interest. How cute. And it totally tied in with the colors in the bow. And here's what it looks like on my front door. It is so sturdy and well made that it can definitely go outside, but I also wanted to stage it inside to see how it would look. So I have it hanging here where I would normally hang my blankets. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, and set up on the top of this shelf next to this fall candle, it added so much fall color. For our next DIY, we are making a faux pumpkin topiary. So I'm taking this mesh pumpkin that you can find in the Halloween section, and I am pulling out the battery light. I did not like the light that was in here, so I just decided to pop that out, and it was very simple to take out. And then it has this like black mesh over the top that makes it look very Halloween, but I'm not doing Halloween in here right now, so I am cutting off the mesh so that way we can make it very, very fall and harvest and just make it really blend in with the rest of my fall decor. So once I have my mesh off, I'm going to wrap the top stem with some twine. And all I do is I add a little dabble of hot glue, and then I take and I attach my twine. I let that sit for just a second, and then I wrap it all the way around. And when I got to the top, I wrapped it all the way down. So it technically has 2 layers of twine by the time it's done. And this was very, very easy. You just needed a little hot glue at the top and at the bottom. And just make sure that you don't burn yourself when you're pinching that hot glue. And then make sure you pull off any little bits of hot glue that are showing or cut off any little strings. Now I want to add a green leaf to make this look really realistic, like it just came off the vine. So I am going back to my bag of greenery and I pulled this wired green leaf. And luckily this has a very sharp little wire on the end of it, and it was able to just poke right through the mesh without even leaving a big hole. And then because it's wired, I can shape this however I want. So I made it in kind of a upward motion. So I gave it a little bend, and how cute does this look? So fall. Now I'm going to take some of my fairy lights one more time, and I am putting these in here because I feel like the fairy lights add such a beautiful touch. They change the look of so many things just by changing out the lights. So I'm taking those, I'm winding them up and putting them right inside where that first battery pack was at. Now I'm taking this wicker candle holder and we're going to turn this into a topiary. So because I want this to not be able to be seen through, I'm taking some of these wired greeneries and I'm placing them right inside. This is actually a fern leaf. So I just spun it around, or twisted it around, I should say, and placed it inside the candle holder. And then I am just kind of pushing out a few of the little leaves so that it looks like it's growing and it looks mossy. I actually think this would look really great if you had some reindeer moss and put that in there. It would look so beautiful. But this is what I had on hand, so I'm using what I have, and how gorgeous is that? Now I'm going to take these little leaves and I'm going to place them in. This was, again, another floral stem where the leaf or the flower was taken off. And I'm just placing this inside with my fern greenery. And we're going to use this as the base so it'll stick out and show underneath our pumpkin and really make this look like a topiary. Now I'm going to place my battery pack in and I'm going to turn it on for you so you can see these gorgeous lights. And I'm going to make sure that all my little lights are in. And then I'm going to place my pumpkin right on top. And this is so easy to turn on or off. If you got some fairy lights with a timer, they would just come on and off and you wouldn't even have to touch it. But check out how beautiful this looks staged with this little mushroom and my gorgeous mushroom candle. And it's so glowy. That mesh and sparkle just absolutely looks magical and so fairy. For our next DIY, we are making a magnetic candle topper. These are Bath & Body Works and they are pretty good priced. I think they're about $9.99 now. But I bought this and I saw this leaf at the Dollar Tree and I said, oh my gosh, we have got to try this. So we're taking this leaf, and since it's super glittery and you guys know how Dollar Tree glitter products can be, we are hairspraying it so that that glitter doesn't move. So just get a good layer of hairspray and let that dry for just a second, but you do want to make sure that you get it plenty on there. Now I'm going to pop the clip off by just gently pulling. It's very, very easy. And I'm going to take a magnet. You can buy packs of magnets on Amazon, but I had these. And I'm going to take a little hot glue and I'm going to place it right in the center of my leaf. And then I'm going to put my magnet right on top of that hot glue and hold it, but don't burn yourself, and hold on for about, I think it took 15 seconds. Sorry, I had to think about that. And then once it's dry, it is ready to place on top of your candle. How easy is this DIY? I mean, seriously, the simplest. How gorgeous does that look? And then while I was sitting here, I had a couple of different ideas. I was like, let's try some. So I really think that this is such a amazing dupe. It's so high-end looking. I actually like our Dollar Tree dupe better than I like the first one. But I told you I had an idea, so check out this mushroom. How cute is he? And I was thinking if you had like one of those little moss-covered rocks and also had that next to it, it would look adorable. But check it out. This fall candle is so dressed up, so easy. Guys, you have to try this DIY.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I had such a great time putting together these awesome, super simple DIYs and show you guys just how I'm going to be using them to decorate. So stay tuned for the next few videos because we have some more DIYs, some more shopping, and a lot of fall fun. So make sure that you're staying tuned by staying subscribed and clicking that bell for all notifications. And don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram for a ton of behind the scenes footage. So if you're ever curious about what the cleanup looks like, I'll be sharing over there. Also, if you're interested in my weight loss journey, I share a lot over there as well. But guys, I love you. I'm so glad that you stayed long enough to get to the end of this video, but I will see you in the next one. Bye.